Good morning, this is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel to continue on this part series on the professional sports teams that didn't win the championship during that season. This is part 18. The team we're going to talk about today is the 2003 Dallas Mavericks. A team that won 60 games, lost 22 games. They made it to the Western Conference Finals, but they fell short. Now, if you remember, at that time, Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki were on the same team. So you had two MVP players on that team, because I believe Dirk Nowitzki won the MVP in 06-07 season. Dallas Mavericks was a team that definitely was on the come up. Steve Nash, before he went to Phoenix, was on his team, and they were led by those two guys. The all-season acquisition was Walter Williams. He signed as a free agent. And the Mavericks started off well. They started the season very strong. They won their first 14 games of the season, which was one win shy of tying the NBA record that was set by the 1948-1949 Washington Capitals and the 1993-94 Houston Rockets. They started 15-0 respectively. They finished 60-22, lost the tiebreaker with the Spurs for the Midwest title for the division. Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash played in the 2003 NBA All-Star game. It was the second straight All-Star appearance for both players. Dirk Nowitzki won it in 2007. So you had two MVP caliber players that end up winning MVP in the NBA. I believe Steve Nash won a couple of times, back-to-back years. In 2004. 2005 and 2006. So this before he left and went to Phoenix and played with the Phoenix Suns. So he was a Dallas Mavericks. Now let's look at Steve Nash. I think he was really drafted by the Phoenix Suns. Actually, he was drafted by the Phoenix Suns in he played with them in 1996 and 1998. Then he played with Dallas Mavericks for like 6 seasons, 6 years. Then he came back to Phoenix and became a Laker. Anyway, as I continue to keep it moving, this Dallas Mavericks team was one of those teams in the Western Conference at the time in the early 2000s that, just like the Sacramento Kings, so the Spurs were still doing their thing, the Lakers were still doing their thing. Even Minnesota, we'll talk about them in another video tomorrow, the Minnesota Timberwolves. These was the kind of teams that were trying to be champions. They were in a stacked Western Conference, and the Mavericks had a tough road. First and foremost, they had to win a seven-game series in the first round against the Portland Trailblazers. In the second round, they go and beat the also had Nick Van Exel on his team too. They played the Sacramento Kings. Now, Sacramento Kings was a team that lost in the conference finals to the Lakers. The following year, they lost in Game 7 to the Dallas Mavericks. Nick Van Exel, also Chris Webber got hurt in Game 2, the season-ending injury. Nick Van Exel had 36 points. Then in Game 3 at the Arco Arena, the Mavericks won Game 3 because Van Exel scored 40 points. So he played pretty good. Played well in at times in the series. I don't know those overall stats, but he made a big contribution. Then Dallas beat Sacramento in 7 games. They advanced to the conference finals, lost to the Spurs in 6. And the Spurs were going to win their second championship. Actually, Van Exel, following the season, was traded to Golden State. Ray LaFrance was traded to Boston Celtics. Walt Williams retired. But this was a Dallas Mavericks team that was definitely on the come up. They was definitely up and coming. They'll eventually get to the finals in 2006, and eventually lose to Miami in that series. And then they had to wait to 2011 to finally win the championship. So this Dallas Mavericks team with Dirk Nowitzki on it, especially, was trying to get to that mountaintop of being a champion in the NBA, especially coming out of a stacked, loaded Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, it was definitely loaded with good teams at that time. And I just want to talk about that. So that concludes this video about the 2003 Dallas Mavericks, a team that didn't win the championship but should have won it. They had a chance to really win the championship, but they ran to a Spurs team that beat them in 6 games. And these were the best of times for Dallas Mavericks, and at that period of time. So you can subscribe to this channel. You can comment, like, do whatever you can to support the channel. This is Rashad Mitchell. I'll do a video from this part series tomorrow. It'll be part 19, and I'll talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves, 2004 Minnesota Timberwolves. Definitely another team that deserved to be discussed, that didn't win the championship during that season, but they should have won it. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel. Again, subscribe to the channel. Deeply appreciated support and comment. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.